Are you looking for an internet talk radio station for your podcast? Look no further. At the helm of Passionate World Talk Radio are two women that want to provide a spot for you and your podcast to be heard. There are many other places for your podcast, but PWTR has the audience. You will not be disappointed. Our station has been on the internet for the past 16 years. Call us for more information. 484-364-1032 or text Jeannie White, station manager at THECONNECTSHOW@gmail.com for podcast show details. Welcome to Passionate World Talk Radio. Educate, enlighten, entertain.
Well, hello and welcome. My name is Sheila Wilson, and I am a registered nurse and president of Stop Healthcare Violence. We also have a website, stophealthcareviolence.org, and we are on Facebook under Stop Healthcare Violence and Heal the Healer. I am a host on Passionate World Talk Radio. Lillian Caldwell is our CEO, and our station manager is Jeannie White. The title of this podcast is Stop Healthcare Violence, and today, my guest, she's a very special guest, it's Heide Wilde. She is an independent wellness partner for Amare Global, the mental wellness company, since it launched back in 2018. This company is certified in mental fitness through Functional Foods Institute. Wild about wellness and sharing about gut health and natural ways to feel amazing. She's 63 years old and here to say we can all be amazing no matter how old we are. The disclaimer to this is the opinions of the guest may not represent the views of the host or the station. So now that I got through all that, hello, Heidi. Welcome. I am really very excited to have you on the show today. Tell us about us.
Sheila.
Tell us about you.
All right. Well, thank you.
What
so
is
much
going
for
on?
Do you want to start over?
No, go ahead. We'll try it one more time.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for having me, Sheila. I'm very excited to be here, and I want to say thank you for all you're doing to stop healthcare violence, and I want to thank everyone who's listening, especially the healthcare workers, for all your service. And I'm getting tingles right now. You're so appreciated, and I know being on the front line is just a lot. So I'm here to say thank you. And what timing that we're having this during Mental Wellness Awareness Month, Mental Health Awareness Month. So, Sheila, I'm thrilled to share all that I have to share with you today. Let me tell you a little bit about me. Yeah, so I'm Heidi Wilde, and like you had said, I am an independent wellness partner with a company called Amare Global, the mental wellness company. And Amare, A-M-A-R-E, Amare means love. And the premise is that it's all about loving ourselves first. And then the rest will follow. And a mama of 2 adult married children. I have a grandchild on the way, my first one. Very excited. I was a corporate gal. Pardon?
I said that is awesome to have a grandchild.
I know, I hear. I'm excited. Well, I was in corporate since I got out of college, and I ran a community residence for chronic schizophrenics for a couple of years in the mental health industry in that program. It was a mental hospital in Waltham that we moved people out of the community, out of the hospital into the community. So I've been in the mental health industry, and that was quite a job. I was the house manager of a residence in Woburn, Mass, in Arlington, with Mystic Valley Mental Health Center. And then I moved into a couple corporate companies, and I landed at AT&T, which was Cellular One Boston at the time, and I was there for 33 years, from mid-'80s all the way through 2020, December of 2020. I hung up my corporate hat. I had a tremendous career there. I worked with a lot of projects that involved the community, and my latest was with first responders, Sheila. I ran programs and webinars to get awareness and improve the health and wellness and also the safety in our schools as well as in the community through the AT&T FirstNet. And then when I decided to leave, about 3 years prior to that, I was introduced to this mental wellness platform that I did on the side while I worked full-time. And Amare came into my life. It was in 2017. My friend had tapped me on the shoulder and said, would I be curious to look at this company that was launching, and was all holistic, all about mental wellness and, mind, body, soul, right up my alley. And at the time, you know what, I said, no, I'm good. Been there, done that. So prior to that, during my corporate career, Sheila, I went through a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stress in my life, and I had found myself overweight. I was over 200 pounds at one point. I worked 24/7 for a while. Then when that slowed down, I found myself addicted to substance, marijuana, and for a couple of years, I had that habit that it became a very unhealthy relationship with weed, that I would smoke pot like every single day, all the while not telling anyone. I had this, really stressful, high-profile job, and I worked my way through it in 2014 to 2016, and finally, thankfully, I found someone in a checkout line of a grocery store. It was like this divine intervention, and I started seeing this woman, holistic practitioner, to help me with, getting off of the weed and learning how to connect to myself and feel my feelings and really learn who I was and to love myself again. To love myself and to, really work through why I was using all of these ways to not feel, because I never learned how to feel my feelings. I don't know, we grow up physically learning how to take care of our physical health, but almost none of us grow up learning how to take care of our mental health, and then couple that with the stresses of society and of parenting and of working and having kids and all of that. So that was where I found Amare after I had, come back into more of a healthier lifestyle. And so now I'm really sharing in my early 60s how we can feel amazing no matter how old we are, and it's taking these small steps, right? Wherever we are in our life, we can move up that mental wellness continuum, we call it. So I'll tell you a little bit about Amare. Do you want to ask me any questions about what I said so far?
Well, I think that you're absolutely correct. I've heard so much about the corporate world and how you really are worked. And when you really want to work hard, you end up doing like a 24 hours. I mean, that's the same as in any type of even nursing. You get the nurses that are working a day shift, and somebody calls in, and now they ask you to do the evening shift, and now the light shift is coming in later, and before you know it, you're working like 20 hours a day. And that sounds like something that you did because you really wanted to do a lot of stuff, but it just kind of caught on. I mean, that's not what we're made for. And I don't know what this is. It's almost like we're programmed to do things like this. And this is what happens with the nurses as well. But, and with the pandemic, recently we just had somebody that came to work, had a gun. There was no metal detector apparently in their hospital, and killed himself. you know, this is what's happening in the nursing world. And being overweight, like you said, many of our nurses that come in as new nurses, you know, excited and happy, and 10 years later, they've got 10 pounds on each hip. You know, it's like, how do we work with this? So,
well,
I think I'd really like to hear more about what you have to say.
Sure. Well, thank you for having this platform and for being able to share these things, these types of solutions. So, yes, I'm very passionate. I actually now went back to AT&T when I was leaving and said, look, you know, I know how it is to sit in a cube and be stressed and conference call after conference call, stand up between meals, you know, eat shoveling food in my mouth, you know, just the stress of it. So now I do mindful breaks. I share about, you know, eating properly and hydrating and moving our body and taking breaks and getting outside in nature for a few minutes and breath work and, you know, all of that, because it's really important and it affects our relationships. You know, I worked and I wasn't in a good place, and, you know, it takes two. My marriage ended up being affected. I ended up getting a divorce in 2012. So, you know, this has a ripple effect on, you know, a lot of things. So a little bit about Amare, and, you know, again, it launched as the result of our CEO and chairman had a struggle himself, and he has quite a story. I won't go into it all here, just to know that when he first, he was in a customer service position in a payroll processing company, worked his way up, became a partner in this company, all the while, you know, drinking and drugging, taking this in the morning, this to get through the day, this to go to bed, you know, just not in a very good place. And he eventually sold his company for $225 million. And when he sold, Sheila, the CEO of the company said, that bought his company, said, come be the CEO of our company. And now he went to that company. Now he has 1,000 employees instead of 100. And now the stress is even 10 times that. He's traveling all over the world. So eventually he ended up in rehab. And for 4 months, he came out clean and sober. And he said, here he is, he has all this money now. And he said, I'm going to make a change in the world. I'm going to put mental wellness in front of the world in a holistic way, and so that it doesn't have the stigma. And so he found the best people in the industry, and he pulled together. This is a network marketing platform, direct sales, and so he had sold to the direct sales platform. He wasn't really sure about it, and him and his cousins each joined 10 companies each, and they researched everything from customer service to inventory to compensation. So he really did his homework, and he ended up creating this company, launching it. It was pre-launched in 2017, and it launched officially in January of 18, and we started with 12 products and also programs. And one of the things that I really like about Amare is it's not just a product company. It's all about the holistic approach. We're very multifaceted humans. So we have programs for nutrition, for fitness, for mindfulness, for breath work, and any customer or wellness partner, we call us wellness partners, these distributors, we are ambassadors, have access to these programs. And the products are very focused. They're all plant-based, very clean, no junk in the trunk, really source what it is the Ayurvedic herbs, the wisdom of the Ayurvedic matched with the modern science technology of what's going on in the science world with the microbiome, the gut-brain connection. And what they're finding, and I'll share just a little bit about that, is that our gut drives everything, and they call it the second brain. And what we put in our belly and our gut through nutrition, this is very nutrition-based, it really affects how we feel. And I'm talking to nurses right now, so you probably can talk much better, scientifically better than me. However, what I've learned by listening to our scientists, is a nutritional biochemist and an expert in the field of the gut brain. He actually worked with athletes, the elite athlete. He's an elite athlete, and getting that mental vigor, that performance, that high-level performance through these neurotransmitters, through the chemicals like that serotonin and that dopamine, to go from our gut to our brain so that we feel mentally alert, we feel focused, we have clarity. We don't have that brain fog, that lethargic feeling. And what we give our microbiome in terms of either our food, our probiotics, our prebiotics, phytobiotics, this is a lot of what is in the Amare product, it really affects how we function. And we get addicted to what we eat, too. So when we have a lot of sugar or have a lot of chemicals in our foods, that's what we want, that's what we crave. And it's really quite magical what happens when we start feeding our microbiome, our gut, really healthy foods. The bacteria starts growing in good bacteria, good environment, and then it magically sends these chemicals to our brain that now we want to get off the couch and walk. We want to make good decisions when we go to the cupboard and the fridge. A lot of people, we have thousands and thousands of testimonials now through our products, which I will get into in a moment, about testimonials on how they have, come off of medication. We're not here to make product claims, by the way, of course. However, a lot of people find that they are stopping the medications, many medications. They're stopping their drinking and drugging. They don't feel they need, that they want to have alcohol the way they used to. So things like that. And I will say that Amare has 5 core values, and this is what everything that's done is around these values. And the first one is love. Amare means love. Then it's integrity, innovation, humility, and service. And everything we do is based around those values. So the integrity of the products, the sourcing. The scientist goes out all over the world. He has carte blanche, open wallet to get the best herbs anywhere. And he just not only looks at the herbs itself and the soil, but he goes around and talks to the workers to see how they're being treated. Are they being paid, compensated fairly? Are their dormitories clean? Their living arrangements? So the integrity of what goes into these products is highest of quality. So in terms of the products, we have a range from products that are focused on the gut, the microbiome. Our flagship product is called the Fundamentals, and it actually is a 3-part system that has a powder for prebiotic, probiotic, and a phytobiotic blend. And we also have a product that helps with the brain. It's called Menta Focus, and for brain clarity, helps with memory, retention, and also the Menta Sync, which syncs it all together. It talks. It helps the gut and the brain talk to each other. And that product won the highest award in nutrition. As soon as we launched, it was submitted in March of 2018. It won the Nutra Award, which is really a huge honor because there's nobody's doing what we're doing out there. We also have a product for mood. This mood is a natural, holistic approach to stress and anxiety and depression. And it has a lot of herbs in it. This actually was up for the top category. I think it was the finalist in Botanical, the highest top botanical product of the world, which is really exciting. I know. And mood
that is so exciting.
It helps this calmness. It brings it. So our products, we have an energy drink that's all natural. It gives you the energy without the jitters, without the crash. And it has pomegranate, lime, and matcha. We also have one that now has dragon fruit. We have an edge product that it gives you the edge. All of our products are sugar-free, caffeine-free, soy-free, dairy-free, all vegan, no preservatives, no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, no GMO. It's all gluten-free. I mean, it's like very, very clean. So our edge product, we have one that's kind of a watermelon flavor. It's mango leaf, lychee fruit, and palm fruit. And again, it's for the mood, the motivation, the metabolism. It targets the belly fat. We have, I'll just go through a little bit of the line. We have a sleep product that helps create the body's melatonin. So instead of giving our body melatonin, which our body should naturally produce its own melatonin, this sleep product helps you with a restful sleep. It gets you to go through those circadian rhythms, those REM cycles naturally. So you're getting quality sleep. You don't even need as much sleep. You wake up rested. You wake up feeling like you don't need a nap 3 hours later, like a lot of these other sleep aids that are out there that are not healthy for us. And I've taken them, the Ambien, the melatonin. So I'm a fan of most of these products. We also have a relief product. It's for pain and inflammatory. So it's an anti-inflammatory that has high absorbable turmeric. We all get inflamed. Whether we even have pain or not, our body is inflamed, our brains get inflamed, and that's a lot of what causes disease. So when and a lot of these products are what athletes use too, and Dr. Sean uses them every single day before, after workouts. And I'll just say for a moment that our scientist has YouTube channels and videos and blogs that talks all about the science of the gut-brain connection, all about the products and how they're sourced and why they work. We have put together, we're growing so fast, Sheila, that we blew out of stock. Like this, we have this mentobiotics that's out of stock for a few more weeks because I'll go back for a moment and say that what we learned from our scientists is that probiotics are very strain specific. And it's really important to know what strain you're taking. So you don't just go to CVS and get one off the shelf, because you could be taking a probiotic for constipation where you really need one for something else. And now you're in a heap of trouble because you've taken a probiotic that's not targeting what you want to address. So we have probiotics in our products that target specific things. We have the mentobiotics and the fundamentals target for mental wellness, for tension, for stress, for mood. And because that's out right now, we put a new Happy Mind pack together that has a handful of our products with adaptogens, which really helps with mental energy, with motivation, with that overall state of, getting us to the next level. So it really supports focus and memory and endurance and confidence. And you just, we feel better. Actually, Amare guarantees everybody that you will feel better on our products. So much so that our customers have a 1 year, 100% customer satisfaction money-back guarantee, no questions asked. If you take the products and for whatever reason they don't satisfy you or meet your needs, you pack them up, send them back, and no questions asked, you get a refund. And our products work. We don't get a lot of returns. And then recently...
Can I ask you a question, Heidi?
Oh, cool.
Suppose I'm a new customer and somebody listens to this our interview, and she says, "Gee, I'd like to buy something," and she goes on the website and she's looking at the medicines. How does she know whether she's buying the right or the wrong?
Okay.
Is there somebody she can talk to?
Yeah, she can talk to me, and we have an assessment that you can take that has, you take a series of questions. They're actually redoing them, it's a mental wellness assessment, and what you could do is it will give you a priority order recommendation based on your needs. And what I do is when I speak to somebody, I ask a series of questions, and we determine, everybody wants to take everything, of course. What do you start with? Usually you start with one or two handful, and then you try other things. So they would absolutely call me. I'll just mention that thehappyquiz.com is an assessment that anyone can take, www.takethehappyquiz.com. That's the first place to look. I'll also mention my website, yourmentalwellbeing.com is where you can find all of these products and these solutions. We have a video on every product. We have an information page, a data sheet, and then it goes into deeper technical data sheets. So you can see the clinical studies, you can see all of the ingredients broken down on every single product on the website. So it's very, very comprehensive.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's really informative. Thank you, Heidi.
Of course. I also want to mention we have another product that we just came out with called GBX Fit, and GBX stands for the gut-brain axis. And this is a weight loss product. It's the first of its kind. It's called a quadbiotic formula, and it is a little purple pill, and it targets the gut microbiome for healthy weight loss. So this is weight loss the mental wellness way. So you get fit, you get better, you lose weight, all naturally, no stimulants. And it's a program, Sheila, that is not just about the food. It's about movement, and it's about sleep. And I could have a whole video and talk with you about sleep, because the importance of sleep on our health, it cannot be overstated. Sleep is very, very important, and we don't get enough sleep, it catches up with us. You can't make up sleep. So it's important we get quality sleep, and sleep affects our weight, it affects our brain, retention, dementia and Alzheimer's have been studied could be lack of sleep. So it's very important to get the sleep. And oh, by the way, before I forget, I want to mention there's a lot of promotions going on all the time, so people would definitely want to connect with me. I have a code for a $10 off coupon off of your first order. No matter what you order, you can get $10 off. My code is 11008. Yep, 11008. But again, I would go through and help people determine how to get started. I will also say that this is a great opportunity for an income stream, especially, addressing nurses. You're already supporting people through their health. This could be an additional income stream. It's an amazing, people are really leaning in and wanting natural solutions to feel better without the stimulants, without the chemicals, without the crash, without, artificial means. Yeah, so
it sounds really very exciting, Heidi. Yeah. All of these, the brain, the heart, the gut, and they're all working with each other.
Yeah, we have a mental heart. So our scientist works. He lives in Massachusetts, actually. He moved back from Utah, and he has an Airbnb down in Plymouth, the Wellness Center. And he's actually doing a lot. He's in front of the White House. He's in front of all kinds of media. Now, he's been in front of athlete, scientific boards, very, very prominent in his field. And he's formulated these products for, decades with his research. And now Amare is so fortunate to have him. And what he's done is he's made products to help with our mood, our metabolism, our motivation, our mental fitness, stress resiliency, confidence, weight, gut health. And now this is so unique. It's also a way for financial wellness, because stress, of course, comes in a lot of ways, and a lot of us have financial means. So when I left AT&T, I don't have an income from them, so I'm creating other income streams, and Amare is one of them, through my passion to share that you can feel amazing no matter how old you are. We have one thing I will say about Amare, and what I love about it, is the community. Yes, great programs. Yes, great products. A lot of companies have that. The community here is so unique, and everybody is like family to me, and I'm all about community. Community it's what helps me thrive, and being around positive, uplifting people that want to make a difference. We want to leave a legacy. Good money in the hands of good people can do really good things, and we're here to, support charities and organizations like yours. So I'm really thrilled and so excited to be able to come on and share about this platform.
So, thank you, Heidi. But now, you've sent me information so that when the people listen to this and you've said something for a website, they can just come and when they listen to the video, everything will be on it, so they can get in touch with you. Is there any times or anything that you wouldn't be able to help people?
Well,
can they call you anytime, or you must have a schedule?
This is what I'm doing. So I'm traveling a little bit. My daughter is pregnant. She lives in London, so I'm going to be going there to help her at the middle of August for a couple weeks. However, with technology and email and texting, I'm available. I just want to make myself available. I can give you my email and phone number and website again. Sheila, would that work?
Okay. All right.
All right. So it's, first of all, if people want to take the assessment, it's www.takethehappyquiz.com. If you want to look at the website, go to yourmentalwellbeing.com. YOUR mentalwellbeing.com. If you want to reach me, my name is Heidi Wilde, and the email is HEIDIWILDE 444@gmail.com. That's Heidi Wilde 444@gmail.com. And my cell, which is pretty easy to remember, is 781-333-1444. Again, that's 781-333-1444. We have a lot of different opportunities to learn about the products. I can send people resources once they tell me a little bit about what's going on. We also have a private Facebook group with over 35,000 people, Sheila, that people are sharing their stories. Yes, so what you do is I would add you to the Facebook group, and you could query stress or IBS or any topic of interest to you, and you can see a lot of stories of people sharing what they're taking, what the results are, and this is a phased benefit. So a lot of these products you can feel right away, and some of them take a little bit longer, because sometimes it takes time, and the expectations just, you need to give it time, right? Because our body heals on its own time based on what's going on with it. These products are also able to be taken when they're pregnant, anybody except for mood, and the only reason mood isn't recommended is because there isn't enough study on it. It's not that it's bad, it's just they haven't studied pregnant women taking mood. Otherwise, these are herbs. These are plants from the world, the earth. So, they're very, very safe. A lot of people ask about medications. I would always, of course, send you back to your doctor. However, we have seen when people take these, they take them with their medication, and then eventually they go to their doctor and say, look, I'm feeling better, or check my heart again, my cholesterol, or bone density, whatever, and they're finding that their medications are being reduced and sometimes eliminated. Also, this is what is recommended, and we talk about this. A lot of doctors aren't very nutrition focused, and what I mean by that is, and I know doctors that in my personal life, they say that they didn't get a lot of nutrition training during their medical, right? So they may not be aware of these type of solutions out there, and it's up to us to be our advocate. It's up to us to know what the best route is. Yes, we get guidance from doctors, but for me, I don't like to say but, and for me, I want to go naturally as often as I can. Yes, there is absolutely a place for medication. I'm not saying there isn't. And I will say that trying natural first is always my better choice.
Right. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people are on an awful lot of medicines, and I think some of them are very needless.
Oh my gosh. Well, when people get into their habits and their patterns. So I've shared a lot of information right today. So it's probably a lot to take in.
It is. You did share a lot.
Take a step back, and I'd be happy to help anybody with anything, always.
That's awesome, Heidi. And maybe you could come on again. But I just want to tell a quick story about you. You were talking about the doctors not knowing, they weren't trained for nutrition. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely, you can only do so much training. But I was a nurse in the coronary care unit, and one of the doctors had ordered a diet for a woman, not so much because of her weight, there was something else that was on his mind, that she needed to only be on I think it was like an 1,800 calorie diet. And so her lunch came up, and he looked over at her lunch, and he walked over and he took half of the food, and he says, you can't eat all this. And when he came back to where the nurses were all standing, we said, what were you doing? He says, well, that food looked like there was too much. And they told him that the dietary can figure out the calories. She's on an 1,800 calorie, and what was on her plate probably was, say, 600 or something. And he just whipped half of it away because he couldn't tell. He knew nothing about. All he did was look at the size of the plate and the food on the plate. Wow. And now this was many, many, probably 25 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, but it made such an impact on me. And I realized at that time, we don't all know everything, no matter what type of, doctor, nurse, priest, any type of work that we're in, we don't know everything. And that when you just said that about the doctors and the nutrition, you always need to talk to somebody that knows a little bit better. But you're right. I think you gave us a lot of information.
I want to say that doctors are coming around, though. We have a lot of doctors now out there that are open to learn. We have pediatricians that are coming into Amare because they take the products for themselves, feel amazing. This is often what happens. And we have a pediatrician out in the Midwest that's a huge advocate for Amare and what it's helping with kids. We have a whole kids line. We didn't even talk about that. And helping kids with stress and all of that. So, and
maybe we can do that the next time.
Yeah, my eye story, how my eyesight got better. My eye doctor said, and he started taking products. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't know what's out there. That's the thing. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, we can only get so much training in a certain amount of time. So I will say thank you very much, Heidi, for sharing this huge amount of information, and it's great information. And I'd like to invite you back in maybe next month or so, and I'll say goodbye.
That would be great. Thank you, and thank you again. Thank you, nurses, for all you do. I so appreciate you, and thank you during this mental health awareness month. Well,
bye-bye.
Are you looking for an internet talk radio station for your podcast? Look no further. At the helm of Passionate World Talk Radio are two women that want to provide a spot for you and your podcast to be heard. There are many other places for your podcast, but PWTR has the audience. You will not be disappointed. Our station has been on the internet for the past 16 years. Call us for more information. 484-364-1032 or text Jeannie White, station manager, at THECONNECTSHOW@gmail.com for podcast show details. Thank you for listening to Passionate World Talk Radio. You can listen to this program all over again by going over to https://passionateworldtalkradio.com. You can also hear it on Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa, AMFM247.com every Tuesday evening between 8 and 9 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and all the other podcast directories one can find on the internet.